Something more?
Yes. Yes, so in supporting them around the food, then the best thing I could do right now is to make sure I'm in a good feeling place before I go shopping or preparing a meal or something like that. That's a way to support them in that.
Of course, you are of value to them only when you are in alignment.
Yes.
And so if you fill your shopping cart out of fear and worry, then it's more likely that you will draw to you, that you will feel like selecting those things that are vibrationally discordant. So yes, of course, that matters. But our message to you really, more than all other things put together, all of you, but especially in this context, is to try to work yourself into a place of accepting. Do you believe that your children have inner beings?
Absolutely.
Do you believe that they have access to guidance?
Absolutely.
Do you want to foster that guidance?
Yeah.
Then stop trying to be it. Live through your example and stop trying to be their guidance. Don't superimpose yourself so much into their experience, you see. So the spoon feeding of your children of what you've discovered is best for you, in some cases is good for them, but in every case would be better if they chose it, you see. So it's likely that as you're demonstrating alignment and happiness and vitality and living happily ever after, that they will mimic you. Don't you notice that they mimic everything that you are? They're little mimickers. And so as you are remembering that it's not what you say, it's not that manifestation, it's what you mean. The universe does not hear what you say. The universe hears what you mean. And law of attraction responds to your meaning. So the more adept you are at emitting your signal purposefully, which means when you go to bed, find appreciation if you can, and acknowledge that when you awaken, it's a new day. And when you wake up, say to yourself, while I slept, all momentum stopped. Momentum ceased. And now I get to find it the way I want it to be. And I am naturally in a good feeling, high flying place. And then lie there for a moment and acknowledge that. Find something, go as general as you can to find something that you feel good about. And get as far into the day as you can get, holding that vibration of feeling good. And practice it until you're solid in it. Practice it until it's easy for you to get there. Practice it until you're a puppy or a baby away from feeling fantastic. Practice it until you're really, 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 really feeling good. And then begin to apply this other stuff. And then begin to respond. But for now, what you might want to say to everyone you love and know is, I'm in the process of connecting to my significant guidance. And so for a little while, I'm going to stop bossing you around. And they'll say, cool. I'm going to stop suggesting. I'm going to stop guiding. I'm going to stop orchestrating. I'm going to stop serving too. Oh. I am focused upon getting tuned in, tapped in, turned on. And they'll say, to what? To well-being, to living happily ever after, to clarity, to abundance, to satisfaction, to happiness. So I'm going to be a little out of your face for a while. And as soon as I get really happy, I'm going to be right back in your face. A really good way to interact with children is when you're feeling your very best, spend as much time with them as you can. And if you're not feeling so good, make yourself scarce. Because you really are not wanting to evoke from them what's going on with you. And because they're mimickers, they are responding to your vibration all the time, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah.
They are. One last follow-on.
Yes.
So I'd also appreciate your guidance around, for kids, things like iPads and video games. How would you guide a parent?
We would guide you to leave them alone.
Leave the iPads alone or leave them alone with them?
We would guide you to let them make their choices.
Yeah.
Because if you do otherwise, they will just get sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
because this is the generation that called that to them. That's the leading edge that they have called to them.
Yeah, I hear that.
And so we talked about it a little bit yesterday, that there is a distraction factor when you are multitasking. When you're multitasking, sometimes you're splitting your energy, but you can tell when that's happening. And so if your children are enjoying themselves, you want to encourage that. If your children are not enjoying themselves, of course you want to discourage that. But these statements that we just made defied all the other statements that we just made. Because in your encouragement or discouragement, when you get heavy-handed in that, you get in the way of them developing their own relationship with their own guidance system, you see. And so you'll begin to notice that they'll get enough of that. They'll find balance. If they are encouraged into alignment, they will find balance. And the thing that's hard for parents and grandparents and great-grandparents is hard for those of you who have come under different vibrational circumstances and developed yourselves under different vibrational circumstances. But it's important to realize that if you will allow them to find their own guidance, that their guidance will serve them very well, and that their guidance in their devices may be different from your guidance relative to those same devices. Here's the thing. This is what we really want to say. We're a little bit over time in this segment, but we're going to take a moment to do it because we're right on the brink of something that is essential for you to realize about the evolution of that which you are. As you embrace the contrast that is yours and keep your nose out of the business of the contrast of your children, it's not your business. So as you embrace the contrast that is yours, and you know what you don't want and you know what you do want, you will continue to parlay your desires forward. And as you care about the way you feel, you will come into alignment, and you will come into alignment, and you will come into alignment. And you will discover that the generation gap has never been a generation gap. It's always been a vibrational gap. And so it doesn't matter what generation you are from. When you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, you are on the leading edge. And your children will feel the resonance of your leading edge. Now, they may be being programmed a little bit by those who surround them that we shouldn't be too excited about what our parents are doing. But when you're all tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and all being fed from this stream of consciousness, the clarity that flows to all generations. Esther sat at dinner last night with her daughter and her granddaughter and her grandson and listened to the fun and clarity that was coming from all of them. It was like they were all best friends. No one even noticed, hardly, how old anyone was. When you are in sync with Source, then you're getting the stream, the feed, the stream of consciousness from Source that best satisfies you as the individual right where you stand, you see. Oh, so much fun to become unconditional, and so much fun to get out of everybody's business, and so much fun to tune into your own guidance, and so much fun to develop the knack of that to such an extent that you walk in clarity and enjoy the majority of your walking, waking moments. These are good times. This is a good time for a segment of refreshment.